Hello students, welcome to the course Network Theory. In the previous three videos, I discussed the superposition theorem. Okay, so we have seen the statement and proof of the superposition theorem and some of the problems we have solved based on superposition theorem. Okay, so in today's video, we will try to understand the second theorem, important theorem, and a very simple theorem called as Millman's theorem. Okay. So what is meant by this Millman's theorem? So it is possible to combine number of voltage sources or current sources into a single equivalent voltage or current source using Millman's theorem. So that is what the applicability of this theorem. So hence this theorem is quite useful in calculating the total current supplied to the load in a generating station having a number of generators in parallel across a bus bar. Okay, so what is this is nothing but practical voltage sources you have gone through, right? So like resistors, okay, voltage source in series with resistors, so this is called as a practical voltage source. Such number of practical voltage sources are connected in parallel. So when they are connected in parallel, so how you used to find the equivalence? So normally you used to convert it into a source transformation, current source in parallel with resistor, then you are going to add the currents, add the resistors in parallel, and then you are to write. Okay, so now instead of this, so Millman's theorem will give you a formula. So just you don't write any circuits again and again. So from the circuit you will write the, you have the formula, will derive it, and in formula we will substitute the values of the voltage sources and resistors, inductors, capacitors, whatever it is present. Okay, so that will do, and we'll get the straight away answers. Okay, so that is what the specialty of this Millman's theorem. It will provide a ready-made formula for you. So we'll try to derive that as a statement and proof of this theorem in the first. So statement, Millman's theorem states that several voltage sources named as E1, E2, E3 up to En number of voltage sources with their internal impedances. With their internal impedances are Z1, Z2, Z3, Zn. Okay, I am not discussing particularly about resistor, inductor or capacitor. In general, I am discussing, okay, voltage sources in series with an internal impedances. Okay, connected in parallel. Okay, connected in parallel. That's what I told you, practical voltage sources may be replaced by a single voltage source E. It will be replaced by a single voltage source E and the internal impedance Z. Okay, so that will be replaced. How? By the formula. What is that formula? E is equal to E1 by Z1 plus E2 by, how many numbers are there based on that? Okay, E3 by Z3 plus up to En by Zn divided by 1 by Z1 plus 1 by Z2 plus 1 by Z3 plus. Okay, so this is nothing but E equal to I. So I by R, I into R, right? So what is the Ohm's law? V equal to IR. Okay, but this formula is written in the form, I is written as again the individual voltage sources. Okay, like E1 by the resistances divided by, so this resistance or impedance will be written as now, okay, conductance. Okay, so conductance is written as again 1 by R. So whatever you have written in numerator, it is written as 1 by R format. Okay, so that's why this form is taking E1 by Z1 plus E2 by Z2 divided by 1 by Z1 plus 1 by Z2, like that. So this, if you convert it into admittance, okay, you know that admittance is denoted as Y, which is normally the reciprocal of impedance. Okay, similar way in the resistive network, so this is called as conductance G, which is equal to reciprocal of resistance, right? Ohm is there, mho or Siemens we will be denoting same way. So now if we convert this, so 1 by Z1 means Y1. Okay, so that's why the formula now E1 Y1, E2 Y2, E3 Y3 up to En Yn divided by, so 1 by Z1 is Y1, Y2, Y3 up to Yn. Okay, so this is the formula. And the impedance, okay, so the internal impedance, so that is parallel, no? So they are connected in parallel means what? Equivalent impedance 1 by Z, nothing but how many are there? 1 by Z1 plus 1 by Z2, 1 by Z. How many sources are there? That many internal impedances are there. So this again, if you convert in terms of admittance, so Y is equal to Y1 plus Y2 plus Y3 up to Yn. Okay, or it is in short we call it as summation of Y and here it is called as summation of Ey by summation of y. So short, we'll remember this formula. Okay. So normally we'll not have any n number of in practically here. Okay. So it may be 10, 20 complex circuits. But for our sake in examples, we'll be looking at 2 or 3 maximum. Okay. So to understand, you have understood Millman's theorem. Okay. So now we'll prove this statement. Okay. So to prove this, we'll again use the source transformation technique only. So from that, we'll do the proof. Okay. Only in the proof. So we'll consider a circuit as shown in figure A where three voltage sources E1, E2, E3. Okay. For the sake, I am considered AC only. So E1, E2, E3 complex network only taken along with their internal impedances. So impedances Z1, Z2, Z3. So they are not shown as resistor, inductor or capacitor. In general, they are shown as an element admittance. Okay. Parallel across the load impedance ZL. So one of the load will be there. So across. So now this is the terminal. So these three are connected. So now previously we used to do convert it to current source in parallel and used to do that. Okay. So now the Millman's theorem as per statement, we are going to use the formula. Okay. So that E into Y1. Y1 means what? 1 by Z1. Okay. E2 into 1 by Z2. E3 into 1 by Z3. Again, the plus symbol varies on this polarity of the voltage sources. Okay. Plus or minus based on the voltage sources. Okay. So that we are going to find. Replace it with a single voltage source in series with Z. Okay. So then we can connect it back to load and we can calculate the current in the circuit or voltage, whatever. Okay. So that is what the idea. So now this is the circuit I have considered. So now we'll use the source transformation to prove this. Okay. Not in problem. The voltage sources are converted into current sources and the circuit is rewritten as shown in figure. We are doing the proof. Okay. That's why I'm using so far whatever technique we have used, so that I'm using. So E1 becomes I1 in parallel with Z1. E2 becomes I2 parallel with Z2 and E3 Z3 becomes I3 parallel with Z3 and already you have the ZL. This will not be altered. Okay. So this is a single element. So now this will be replaced by a single, as you know, I in parallel with Z as per source transformation. How? If current sources are in parallel, these are ideal current sources, right? We can just add it I1 plus I2 plus I3 and then Z. So Z is nothing but equivalent. So parallel 1 by Z is 1 by Z1 plus 1 by Z2 plus 1 by Z3. So make it as equation 1 and 2, not over. So just pause the video and you can note down. Okay, I will continue. So this circuit now again we'll convert it back to voltage source in series with Z. So for that how we will do? So you will do the E equal to I into Z, right? So that is what the thing we have to do. So again it is converted into voltage source in series with impedance. Okay. So what is that E? I into Z. I is I1 plus I2 plus I3 and this Z instead of writing here into Z I am taken as 1 by Z which is equivalent to into Z only. Okay. So now we have substituted I1 is nothing but E1 by Z1, I2 is nothing but E2 by Z2, I3 is nothing but E3 by Z3 from Ohm's law. Okay. And this 1 by Z from equation 3 I have substituted. Okay. 1 by Z1 plus 1 by Z2 plus 1 by Z3. Okay. So now I have replaced this 1 by Z1 with Y1. So E is equal to E1 Y1 E2 I2 plus E3 Y3. I have taken here only 3 for the sake of proof. That's why only 3 is there, not n. Okay. And then Y1 Y2 Y3 are added. So this is the formula you got. Simple theorem. Okay. And simple proof you have no difficulty. Okay. So 5 marks or 6 marks they will ask this. State and prove Millman's theorem. Okay. That's why it is done. Then 1 by Z is 1 by Z1 plus 1 by Z2 plus 1 by Z3. Okay. The same thing if you convert into admittance y equal to y1 plus y2 plus y3. So this is the proof. So finally the conclusion, the three voltage sources can be replaced by a single voltage source whose voltage is given by equation 3. So this is the formula you can use. Formula straight away, no need to use the circuit. And whose internal impedance or admittance is given by equation 4 or 5. Impedance wise if you want 4, admittance 5. Okay. So this is about the statement and proof of the Millman's theorem. Okay. So hope you have understood. Not understood, just you can go back once again, because whenever you are learning new things, always it is one setup it will not understand. Okay. I suggest you can pause the video and redo that. Okay. Or else continue. We'll see some problems here so that you will understand. Okay. So how to apply this in a network. Okay. So first problem you note down. So using Millman's theorem. So they will mention it. Okay. Only then you can able to do that. Otherwise you can use any method. In case if they does not mention here for same circuit, you can use source transformation. Definitely. Right. So they have mentioned using Millman's theorem, find the current through 10 ohm resistor in the circuit shown in figure. Okay. So and also don't have the prediction. Okay. So 10 ohm should be at the rightmost only. No, it can be present anywhere. Okay. But you have to identify that as the terminal where you have to find the current. Okay. So if you connect this side, there is no change because in parallel voltage is same. Okay. So that's why no issues. So now there are three voltage sources connected in parallel here with their internal impedances. Okay, these are resistive networks. So resistors are shown here. So E1, R1, E2, R2, E3, R3 is there. And after finding it is a simple E into R circuit, then you can apply the KVL and find the current through the circuit. Okay, so now we'll use the formula straight away. Okay, so no need of writing simplification as we have done in previous case. Hope you have noted down the question. So this plus minus here. Okay, again I told you polarity wise. So now this can be converted into this simple circuit E in series with R with a 10 ohm. Okay, and then finally if you apply the KVL you will find the load current. So for that first we need to find the E and R values, right? For that we'll use the formula. What is the formula? There are three sources are there. I have to use 3: E1 Y1 plus E2 Y2 plus E3 Y3, then Y1 plus Y2 plus Y3. Okay, so now just substitute here the values from the circuit. So first E1 was 22 volt, Y1 is nothing but what? 1 by Z1. Okay, so Z1 in the case of resistive network is equal to R1, right? So because there is no inductance or capacitance is there, it is straight away equal to R1. So 1 by R1 is 1 by 5. Next, second voltage source you have 48 volt. Okay, and 1 by 12. Okay, the resistor is 12. Then third voltage source is 12 volt and the impedance is 1 by R. 1 by R3 is 1 by 4. Okay, and also observe here the sign is plus here in between because all are with the same polarity, plus minus plus minus plus minus, they are in same, right? That's why it is plus. If one of the thing is minus, then you should mention here minus. Okay, so that also we'll see in the another problem. Okay, then impedance here 1 by 5, 1 by 12, 1 by 4. So just you use the calculator here and you can calculate. Okay, so how much this factor, how much this factor, how much this factor. So here 3, here 4, 7, 7, here 4.2 I think. Okay, so just like that 11.2 divided by this value you compute, so you'll get the E value. Okay, so hope you are I'm getting this. So you just check out getting the same answer, 21.375 volt as the E. So I'm not writing any circuits again and again here, right? Just I'm using the formula. In the formula I'm substituting the values of the elements values given. Okay, similarly we need to find the Z value here or R value here. So how to find that? So you can use Y1 Y2 that formula, right? Okay, so R is nothing but what? 1 by Y. So what is Y? 1 by Y1 plus 1 by Y2 plus 1 by Y3. Okay, so R is nothing but Z, right? Z is nothing but reciprocal of admittance. So reciprocal of admittance is written here in addition Y1 plus Y2 plus Y3. Okay, all the three are added. So admittance wise they are in series, right? So impedance wise they are in parallel. So 1 by Z1. So that is what written here. 1 by 12, 1 by 4. Okay, one of this value if you do, so you'll get 1.875 ohm. Okay, so just check out the answer. Okay, so R is equal to 1.875. Okay, even you can do 1 by R as this value and then you can take the reciprocal also. Okay, that is also okay. Finally you apply the KVL to the circuit there. Okay, if you apply the KVL, what you will get? So just to show you. Okay, so I have written straight away the formula here because it is a single circuit, right? If you apply the KVL here, what you will get? So always current enters, right? So plus minus should be there here, and this is also current entering, absorbing element, plus minus. Okay, minus to plus. So depending on the symbol, if you take it is minus E, then plus I into R or IL into R. plus IL into 10, okay, or 10 IL is equal to 0. So from this, so if you group the I terms, what you will have? R plus 10, right? So R is nothing but how much? 1.875, right? 1.875 plus 10 IL, E if taken right side. So then IL is nothing but E divided by these two resistor value. That's what I have written there straight away, okay? So E divided by R plus 10. So it is E value is 21.375 and R value is 1.875 plus 10. Just add it, use the calculator. So you'll get the current here. Okay. So since resistor values are in ohms, so current value will come in amps. In case resistor values are in kilo ohm, your current value will come in milliamps. Okay. So just remember this always. Okay. Units writing is very important. So what you got? 1.8 amps. This is my answer. Just you cross verify. Okay, hope it is clear. Very simple, no problems, not difficult as superposition also. Okay, so just to make the concept strong, so we'll take another resistive network. Okay, now you try yourselves. Okay, pause the video and you can try. Okay, and then you can verify so that your confidence will be improved. Note down, find the output voltage V naught of the circuit shown in figure using Millman's theorem. In this problem, they have asked the output voltage V naught, not current, right? Along with current voltage they have asked. Okay, so again you have to use Millman's theorem. So what you have here is, so the resistors values are given in kilo ohm here, careful here. Okay, and load resistor is shown in second branch. Okay, so only one element is there. This is you have to consider as load. 60 in series with 6K, 20 in series with 4K, and 48 volt in series with 12K. Okay, so now see the polarity wise. So this plus minus, this plus minus, here you see minus plus. Okay, either you can change this in formula, or you can do this, you can write it as plus minus minus 20 volt. Okay, so minus plus 20 volt is equivalent to plus minus minus 20 value. Okay, so this is something you have to note down in this problem. Okay, otherwise answer will come wrong because its polarity is reverse. Okay. Okay, hope you have noted down this question. So again, use the formula. Okay, so this circuit can be converted into a single voltage source in series with resistor, and then you have a load. Okay, the same circuit will come in every case. Okay, see this. So this circuit is common in this Millman's theorem. So E in series with R and IL. So you have to find the E and R values from the formula. Okay, and what they have asked here is across the 2 kilo ohm the output voltage we know. That means this wire is just extended here. Okay, so this wire is just extended, and find out the voltage coming out of this load. Okay, for that you require the I into R. So again you require the current from this branch that will be multiplied with this ohm, will give you the V naught. Okay, fine. So first we'll find E1 Y1 plus E2 Y2. See here in the formula only I have changed the sign. It is better, no, whichever you can follow. If you keep here plus, you have to substitute here minus 20, plus minus again minus 20 only. So this is where you should careful. Okay, whereas here it does not matter. Okay, resistances does not matter, so it will be no change. Okay, only in the case of voltage. So next substitute the values. 48 into 1 by 12 k, it is 12 k. Okay, no need to mention. Okay, while writing the uh, this one, okay, current you should write milliamps. Okay, so voltage wise it is no problem because somewhere it is the k will cancel out. Okay, so every time writing k or 10 to the power 3 is time consuming, so you can just write 1 by 12 plus, but you should remember kilo given milliamps you should write in the final. Okay, 60 into 1 by 6k minus 20 into 1 by 4k. So and then 1 by 12k 1 by 6k plus 1 by 4k. For this you require the help of calculator. So enter this in calculator. You can do the single computation first. Okay, then take the values of numerator, then take the denominator value here, and then you take the ratio, you will get this value. I got 18 volt as the answer. Just you can verify are you getting the same or not. Okay, similarly we'll find the R value. So I will go further. If you are not completed, just complete it. Okay, so R is again 1 by y1 plus y2 plus y3, or 1 by z1 plus 1 by z2 plus 1 by z3. Okay, anyhow you can use. So it is the value you have computed earlier in the case of, right? So that only you take reciprocal 1 by of that value, so you'll get 2 kilo ohm. So while writing R again, you should careful here. Okay, K only it will come. Okay, R is equal to 2 kilo ohm. So now you substitute that in the formula. Okay, apply the KVL, you will get same, right? E equal to 2 resistance into current. Okay, so from that current is nothing but voltage value divided by 2 resistors in series, right? So they are added. So 2 plus 2 4, 18 by 4 is 4.5. So since it is kilo is there, see here you have to write milliamps or 10 to the power minus 3 amps. Okay, so this should be careful. So what you require here is V naught, right? So V naught is nothing but resistor into current, right? So Ohm's law. So resistor is 2k there and IL is in milliamps, so milli and kilo will get cancelled out. That's why I told you in the case of voltage no problem will come. When you are dealing with resistor, this one, so kilo and milli, they should be careful. Okay, so see here 2 into 10 to the power 3, 455 into 10 to the power minus 3 are getting, so these two will cancel out, right? So 2 into 4.5 will give you 9 volt as the answer. Okay, so this is the thing. So hope you have paused the video and you have checked the problem. Okay, that will be better. Okay, okay, so we'll stop the session here. We have gone through the Millman's theorem statement and proof. Just note down. And then two problems we have solved, one with polarity same, one with little polarity change, and both problems of resistive network. Okay, so in the next video we will try to solve some more problems on Millman's theorem, but it is not resistive. It will have the complex network. It may have reactive capacitance or reactive inductance values. So that along with that we have to solve. For that you require the calculator help there. In the J form it will come, so you have to convert it into J form, rectangular form. Okay, so that part we'll be seeing in next video. Okay, so hope this is clear, the theorem. Okay, so we'll meet in the next video. Okay, thank you.